and sound, exactly as you should be, right where you belong, with me. Oh, please, do not panic. I'm not going to hurt you. Ah, I understand how scary it can be. But I promise you, I am far from something you should be afraid of. You see, I am not a dog. I am a werewolf. And I turn into this beast at night. But it's rather beneficial. This is the only way I have the strength to carry you all of the way here. You see, you should be grateful. You will recognize me in a different form. And you'll see it soon enough once the moon rises and sets. You'll recognize me, I'm sure. Whether or not you're going to like what you see is a different story. But I promise you, I mean no harm. I'm not a danger. Simply a woman in love. So, I suppose that could become rather dangerous, as you would put it. But I mean no harm to you, or anyone else for that matter. Ah, but you see, I fell in love with you as this girl you will soon recognize. This girl you talk to daily. You actually might recognize her. If I just speak her name. After all, it is who I am. Do you recognize the name Shadow Fire? Ah, you do. How wonderful. Well, she is who I am, if you don't already recognize my voice. Come now, don't squirm. You know it's trivial. As I said before, I am not a danger to you. I pose no threat. I told you I am a woman in love. In love with you, as a matter of fact. So I think it's something you should be grateful for. That I fell for you and not someone else on this evening. Ah, but you see, my brethren werewolf were going to attack your village tonight. And I decided instead of one of them having you, I would have you all to myself. Don't you like the sound of that? Just you and me. Forever. Here together. And there's no one who could take you away. Who would dare try and fight a werewolf? But before you panic, I did not choose this life. This life chose me. See, I mean you no harm. Although I am rather scary, I will admit. I too was frightened the first time I saw myself in reflection of the sea. That's where I ran. When I felt my body being heated up. I seek to put out the fire that was burning inside of me, only to realize that I was that fire. Why do you think I gave myself that name? Everyone used to just refer to me as Shadow, but I felt that was rather mundane for what I had become. So, I granted myself a last name. Oh, dear, do not struggle in those binds. You'll hurt yourself. You are mine, after all, my prey. As I said, do not be afraid. I won't hurt you. My claws may be sharp, but I have rather good control over them. I will protect you with every fiber of my being because you are mine and no one is going to take you away from me. If they do, they have a rather rude awakening. They would not dare make me angry. But you, my dear, do not have to be afraid of me. I won't harm you. You're my prey. And unlike the others, I don't play with my food. Though I suppose you could refer to this as playing. You have me mistaken. I'm not going to eat you. I'm simply going to keep you as my companion for as long as you'll stay. If not longer, I haven't decided if I'm going to hold you here or not. I suppose we'll just have to see how the cookie crumbles, as you say. Oh, am I too close? Apologies if I had frightened you. You see, I would have told you sooner, and in fact, I planned on it. But someone else got in my way before I could. But don't worry. You don't have to worry about her anymore. She'll be far from our minds. And I made sure no one could track us. As I said, you should be thanking me. I am your savior. The other werewolves were planning on attacking the village tonight. They, of course, were going to spare the werewolves, but not the mortals. You would have been dead if it weren't for me. Besides, it can't be that bad. After all, I said I love you. I am in love with you. I am rather obsessed with you. If that is a word I'm allowed to use. As you see, I know you. I've learned everything about you from your daily routine to your favorite spice. Things about you probably don't even recognize. Come now, I can smell your fear. No need to tremble. Do you not trust that I won't harm you? Ah, you have a wound on your arm. Let me fix that for you. What? Why am I opening my mouth? Well, to lick your wound, of course. Ah, you have much to learn. Werewolves, and wolves in general, have a certain bacteria, saliva in our mouths that help those around us to heal faster. If we receive wounds, we lick them clean. Helps break down anything dangerous, keeps them from getting infected. I'm surprised you did not know. I suppose it's not really a fact, it is something that's mainly true. But how often do people get licked by werewolves and survive? You may be the first. The first to ever survive an encounter like this with a werewolf. What will you tell people? If you ever see people again, as I said, I'm still not quite sure what I plan to do with you. Keep you here permanently, or let you leave from time to time. I suppose that would be the humane thing to do, wouldn't it? Let you go every so often, instead of holding you here. It wouldn't be very good for your morale, and I wouldn't want my dear to be miserable. So I hope you know I plan to make your life delightful. I will keep you warm. I will keep you fed. I'll entertain you. I will make you laugh. Your belly will always be full, and you have no need to worry about money. I will provide everything for you. All you have to do is trust me. And considering I saved your life, well, that should be rather easy, don't you think? I think it would be. But you're scared, and I understand. I am rather frightening in this form. Maybe you would prefer something different. When you wake, you will see a different side of me. That I can promise. One I'm sure you're going to prefer as you're familiar with her. Do not be afraid. As I have stated many times, I mean you no harm, my dear. No harm will ever come to you while you are under my care. That is a promise. No harm will come to you by my hand, and no one else will ever be able to lay a hand on you while I am present. I'm sure you'll come to love that luxury, that protection. You're just not used to it yet, that's all. But the moon is about to set. I'm going to have to depart from you soon. Well, when I change forms, I do not have any fur on my other form, and my clothes do not fit this one, so I will be rather vulnerable. And I can't have you seeing that, can I? I may be a beast, but I still have morals. And I respect yours as well. There is a large layer of respect that comes into play. You do know that, don't you? I certainly hope that is the case. I wouldn't want you to be upset with me. I wouldn't want you to be angry. I care for you deeply. As I have stated, you are mine, and I alone love you. I'm sure your parents do as well, but they're not here at the moment, are they? I could fetch them for you, if you would like. But the moon is getting close to the horizon. I must depart from you for now. But I will return, I promise you that. In a form I think you would much rather see. A form you would prefer above this one. I will return to you. Is there something I could fetch you in the meantime? Food, water, clothing. That I can do. I will make sure you enjoy your time with me. I will keep you safe. That is a promise. Now, be good and stay tied. I'll return to you shortly.